My name is Karen Sampson, and this is my neighborhood. I moved to this little unincorporated part of Colorado because I wanted a nice home away from the taxes and restrictions of the cities and towns. But then, a couple of residents of our neighborhood decided that they wanted to be annexed into the town of Parker, forcing us to pay higher taxes for worse public services. My neighbors and I wanted no part of that. We didn't want to pay more for less. So we did what any American would do. We gathered together to decide how we could oppose our neighborhood's annexation. Out of our own pockets, we paid for things like paper, magic markers, and lawn signs. We planted yard signs, walked the neighborhood to talk to residents, and sent out postcards. We printed flyers to inform our neighbors about this fight and what it would mean to them. But no sooner did we get started than we got that knock on the door. A lawsuit was filed against us by one of our political opponents, someone who favored annexation. She demanded that before we speak, we register with the government under Colorado's campaign finance laws. Because we spent more than $200 to speak to our neighbors with things like signs and postage, we became an issue committee under the state's laws. These forms are so complicated that when they were tested on 255 people, not a single person filled them out correctly. In the real world, each person who filled out the form incorrectly would have been subject to fines and penalties, just like we faced. The manual alone telling us how to form an issue committee is 98 pages. 98 pages just telling you how to fill out the forms. And it doesn't end there. Throughout our fight, we would have to file report after report with the government, telling them not only who contributed to our campaign, but forcing us to disclose the name and address of their employer, even if their employer had nothing to do with our campaign. A lot of people in our neighborhood removed their no annexation signs after we got sued because they were afraid of being sued as well. Simply put, Colorado's campaign finance laws are designed to silence simple grassroots groups like ours using red tape and lawsuits aimed at shutting up political opponents. Our political opponents wanted us to spend more time, more money, and more effort defending ourselves against this frivolous lawsuit than in fighting the annexation. But thanks to the team at the Institute for Justice, we fought for the First Amendment and our right to free speech. The First Amendment was designed to protect and encourage political speech and participation, but that's exactly what laws like Colorado's are suppressing. Ultimately, we won our fight against annexation by a vote of 351 to 21. But our fight for free speech continues. No one should be afraid to speak about issues or politics for fear of being sued, and no one should have to hire a lawyer to put up a yard sign. We're fighting this law side by side because we want to make sure free speech is protected and that no one else has to go through what we did. I want to thank you for supporting the Institute for Justice. Without your generosity, IJ never could have been there to support us in our time of need. Together, we can continue the fight for free speech. My name is Karen Sampson, and this is my neighborhood. Thank you for helping me fight for it.